Hey guys, it's Evan, and today I wanted to talk about the Apple Watch Ultra and the straps that are available for it. As you may know, when you purchase an Apple Watch Ultra, you have the choice between three straps: the Alpine Loop, the Ocean Loop, or the Trail Loop. And I have even added my favorite of all time at the end of the video, so stay tuned. So first off, let's start with the Ocean Loop. This is the latest loop that I have purchased for the Apple Watch Ultra, and mainly for one reason: getting wet. Both the Trail Loop and the Alpine Loop are made of a material that just don't like to get wet. They take forever to become dry. Therefore, I purchased the Ocean Loop to use on weekends and vacations when I know that I'm going swimming in a pool or a lake. I really like the fit of this watch band. It keeps it secure on my wrist and keeps the watch in place so it doesn't move around. But something that I did not like about this band is that it is very clunky for sleeping. I tested a few nights, and when I woke up in the morning I would have an indent on my wrist, and it just didn't make my hand feel great. So that was a major downside. Also, if you are on a computer a lot during the day, this is going to bother your wrist, as it is not as slim and the metal pieces will push into your wrist as you rest it on a surface. Even worse if you don't have a desk pad or something soft under your wrist. But this is definitely the band I put on when I quote-unquote leave the house. Next up is the Trail Loop. Now this one is an interesting one because I bought the Trail Loop from Apple, and this is by far my favorite of the three to wear day to day unless I know I'm going swimming or getting wet. Then I will swap over to the Ocean Band. But this one is great for sleeping. It doesn't bother my wrist or my hand at all. Great for while using on the computer, as there isn't a metal clasp on the bottom of the band, just Velcro. Seems like I can get the best fit with this one, as you are not locked into the default sizes like the Ocean Loop and the Alpine Loop. The Velcro is great. It doesn't come loose or slip. The Velcro is in great shape so far. It isn't fraying or anything. The orange piece is getting dirty, but it's only a small piece on the bottom of the watch band, so it's not really bothering me too much. But the one downside of this loop is, it's not worth $100. And you may notice that mine looks a little bit different than the standard Apple Loop. And that is because after buying the loop, I thought to myself, somebody has to be selling this cheaper. And they were. They are more than 80% cheaper than Apple's crazy price of $100 for this band. And you can hardly tell. The only thing that is missing on mine is the colored stripe on the one side, which you can get. I just went for the flat black as it will stay cleaner longer, and if I do get any fraying, it will be harder to see with the dark color. And remember that this is still not great for when getting wet either. It takes forever to dry, and it's not great having a wet band on your wrist for the entire day. Finally, the Alpine Loop. Now this is by far my least favorite loop of the three, so much that I actually returned this before even shooting this video. I know, but a couple of things I do not like about this band. First, the metal clasp will scratch your watch. Even if you do get the large size, taking this off will cause the piece to flail around, and it will ding and scratch the bottom of your watch, and I did not want to have that. Having to watch that piece every time I took it off? No thank you. Second, every video I have seen, their band got dirty, and this was the main reason why I returned mine so fast. I like that it comes in orange color, and it matches the action button on the side of the watch, and it looks great. But in a couple of weeks it gets dirty and does not look like a $100 band, so that is why I returned it so quickly. And as I previously mentioned, getting this wet was a hassle. Having to take it off to get it to dry quickly, I was not a fan of that. So clearly, you can tell that the Alpine Loop was my least favorite of the three, and I just didn't even want to keep it. Not worth $100 in my eyes, so I sent it back to Apple. So now, you're probably thinking, what could be the bonus band? What could be better than the Ocean, Trail, or Alpine Loop? It's not my leather band, it's not my metal band, it is actually the band right here. This is still my day-to-day favorite of all time. This band is from my Apple Watch Series 3 Nike edition. It still fits, it still looks good, and it breathes when you get it wet. The clasp doesn't bother me when working on the computer. So many fittings on this band, still 5 to 6 generations later, my favorite watch band. I actually checked apple.com and you can still pick up the Nike Sport Loop from their website, and it's half the price of the Ultra Loops. It is $49, and I recommend this to anyone having issues with their current band, Ultra or not. So there it is, my take on all of the bands for the Apple Watch Ultra, and even my favorite of all time at the end of the video. Let me know down below what you are currently wearing with your Apple Watch, whether it be the SE, Series 5, Series 7, or even the Ultra. Thank you for watching. If you made it to the end, leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in next week's video.